All right. What is up, guys? It's Dan. It's Camacho here. Hey, I wanted to talk to you today about building apps. I mean, right now, AI is crazy. I mean, the things you can do with AI, the things you can build with AI with very little technical knowledge is truly mind blowing right now. And I wanted to just give you a quick example of what I'm talking about here. I've been building apps that I'm going to unveil and release here probably in the next couple of weeks. I have a main website, dancamacho.com, that you can go and check out. I'm going to be linking all the different SaaS apps that I'm building to that site. But I want to show you real quickly how easy it is right now to get started just building any of these types of custom apps, that you could then have others use. You could charge money to have them use it and so forth. And you could just start building these apps for fun. And I want to show you what I'm talking about here. Okay. So there's an app. Everybody's probably heard of this. It's called Suno. So Suno is an AI music generation platform. It's suno.com, Suno. And if you haven't seen Suno yet, you basically go into Suno, you write a prompt to say, create me write me a song about piano. You basically say, you tell it to write you a song. You could do an instrumental song. You can add lyrics to it. And it basically creates music for you literally from nothing. And I play music. I play the guitar. I play the piano. So I like to actually create music on Suno that sounds really good, right? There's lots of different types of music. You can see on the right-hand side here, I've created a bunch of different types of music, right? I've created a number of piano songs that I want to learn to play. So my liked songs that I've played, here we go. We have a liked songs. I'll just show you a few examples. So here's a couple of songs that I made with AI, with Suno, that I want to learn to play on the piano. Here's an example for kicks. Check this out. All right, you could hear, right? It's a piano in the background. I could play the piano. I want to learn how to play this song on an actual piano and play it in real life, right? All right, so you get the idea. That's how you make songs with Suno. And now I want to learn to actually play that song in real life on my actual piano, right? So what am I going to do? How am I going to actually do that? I'm going to actually build an application, an app. I'm going to build an app using AI to actually build an app that takes the MP3 or the recording of this song and then turns it into transcripted music notation on an actual musical chart with a staff and musical notation, right? And then it's also going to convert it into synthesia, or basically notes falling down onto a piano. And I'll show you how that's going to work here in a moment. But that's basically the basic idea of this project, right? So first, I wanted to see, okay, is there a way to build this? Like, will I be able to somehow automatically, take this MP3 and run it through some system to be able to create music notation, right? Turns out that it is, right? I went to ChatGPT and I basically said, hey, give me, this was about an API, which I'll talk about in a moment, but I basically went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, tell me if there's any platforms that can convert MP3s or music into music notation. And it came up with a list of platforms. It came up with several, actually. Came up with, I could probably show, let's see, Clang overview, making sheet music. Okay, here it is. So see here, I asked this prompt how to do that. Is it possible to make sheet music out of an audio track or make YouTube videos? And it says, yes, both are possible. And I won't go through the whole thing, but it gave me a number of platforms to look at of, which platform would be the best one for this job. And so I had a short list and I kept asking it different questions, right? I said, does Suno Studio have the ability to do it? Wanted to see if it was native in Suno. It's not, which is great. And I just sort of asked how it would work. And then I asked which of the programs that it recommended had the best API to integrate with Replit, which is what I use to actually build software, build applications. And then which one would work best with that? And it actually said, great question. And it told me the best candidate. So it narrowed it down to two, ScoreCloud and Clangio, right? So I kept asking questions. I said, do either have an MCP, which is the new protocol, model context protocol, that's used in a number of AI engines that are interfacing with AIs, which we could get into at a different time. But it basically, once I asked that question, it came back and it started giving me a chart, and it basically gave me a recommendation that Clangio was the best software for the job. So I said, okay, great. So I went over to Clangio And I actually went to their platform, looked at what they do. Oh, look at this. Turn music into notes. Try it yourself. Transcribe the first 20 seconds for free. Great. Oh, looks like you could drop an audio file here. Turns out you can actually get musical notation transcribed for you from an MP3, MP4, WAV file, all these different things, right? So I tried it out. I grabbed one of my MP3 files from Suno, and then I dropped it into this transcription service right here. It's free just to try it out. And it actually did transcribe my music into musical notation. I thought, okay, cool. This is perfect. This is perfect and exactly what I need, to actually start building my app. So now I then went back to ChatGPT and I said, let's see, Suno, Clangio overview, vendor comparison, exchanges. I'm looking at a couple different things here. Clangio overview, Suno integration. So I started to ask different questions, right, on how to actually do this. And what I need to do now that I have an API key, I have, a platform that I can do this transcription. I actually then found an API that can not only transcribe music, it's called the sunoapi.org. It's an API documentation. And what can it do? It could generate music, it could generate lyrics, it could process audio, it could do music videos, it could do all kinds of different things, right? So I could actually use this as well to actually generate music. But ultimately, what I want to do is I want to be able to generate music or use generated music that I've created. I want to be able to then take that and transcribe that into music notation so that I could actually play it on the piano, right? And so that's ultimately the goal of this platform. I might add a few other things, a few other bells and whistles, in terms of generating original music, processing audio, that kind of thing, transcribing. But ultimately, that's what I want to do. So I'm going to go and actually build that. So what do I need to do as the next step in order to build this? So what I really need to go do is I need to go back into ChatGPT. I want to go here. This right here is all about Suno API versus Suno, and it was just explaining to me what the API can do. But now what I really want to do is I need to explain what I'm going to try to actually build and then have a blueprint created using ChatGPT to actually create that blueprint of how I'm going to create that in Replit, right? All right, so I'm going to go to ChatGPT, and I use a thing called WhisperFlow. If you haven't tried out WhisperFlow, definitely check it out. WhisperFlow is amazing. It's basically an app that lets you speak into it, and it uses AI to not only transcribe what you're saying, but it corrects everything you're saying. So it correctly punctuates, it correctly creates spacing, it creates formatting. It's an amazing thing, right? I'm not sure how well it's going to work on this recording, but let's actually try it out. So I go to ChatGPT over here, and let me pause this here for 1 sec. All right. Let's see here. Let's get this view changed here a bit. All right. So in ChatGPT right here, and I know that might have been hard for you to see in the last frames there, but I'll give you more context, more information on this in a minute here. All right. So let's make a prompt. Let's say we would like to build an app using Replit as the agent builder, and we would like to use Node.js, TypeScript, and other great technologies. Okay, so I basically said we would like to build an app using Replit as the agent builder, and we would like to use Node.js, TypeScript, and other, let's just say other supporting technologies, right? Okay, supporting technologies. The goal of this project will be to take music, an MP3, a WAV file, and other supported formats, and to upload them into the app, and then to be transcribed using the Clangio API in order to notate or to create musical notation from the API. All right, and let's see what the goal of this project will be: to take music, an MP3, a WAV file, and other supported formats, upload them into the app, and then transcribe them using the Clangio API, which it's spelled Clangio wrong. Let's fix that in order to create musical notation from the API. I also want, well, let's see. Okay, I was going to say I wanted something else, but let's just stick with that for now. Okay, that's pretty basic. Okay. And then I also want to say that I want to integrate the Suno API right here, which I'll give a link to in a moment. Okay. I also want to integrate the Suno API.org into the application. Here is the link with all the proper documentation. All right, and so I'm writing that, and then I'm going to go back here. I'm going to take this docs.sunoapi.org. I'm going to paste it in here, and it's going to give me that. Perfect. Okay, here's a link to the proper documentation. Okay, that's perfect. And then let's say, let's see, what else do we want to integrate in here? I'm going to say I would like to use all of the APIs. Okay, I'm going to just say I would like to integrate all of the APIs if possible, starting with the musical transcription one, which I think music generation. Yeah, sorry, not music transcription, music generation. Because ideally, what would happen, I would like to be able to either upload an MP3, a WAV file, or other supported formats to the system in order to create musical notation, or I would like to create original music from a prompt and then have that create the music and the notation simultaneously. Perfect. Okay, so now we have a little bit more directions on what we want to do. And I'm going to add now, that's all I'm going to do at the moment, because I think that's enough to get started for this project. And what I'm going to say now to end this, I'm going to say that I want it to do it in a specific way. Please create a proper outline to build an application in Replit using Node.js and TypeScript. As mentioned above, please outline the project with exactly how to build this application, both on the back end and the front end, and including the user experience and user interface. Please explain all of the details of how to build this app properly using the Replit agent. All right. So now we have this big prompt into ChatGPT on how to build this tool, what we want to build, so forth and so on, right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click, go, basically, with ChatGPT. It's going to take a look at this, and it's going to build me a full project outline on how to actually build this app. Here's the full project outline for building your AI music plus notation app in Replit using Node.js and TypeScript, integrating Clangio and Suno API, right? So now check this out. I am not a developer at all. I'm not a coder. I don't program. I could do some maybe HTML and CSS and some other lightweight things, but I'm not a programmer, right? And I am now building apps. This is one of several that I'm building, and I'm going to show you that in the coming days, coming weeks, how I'm actually doing this. This is one example of an app that I'm just building right here on the fly that I want you to be able to check out. So see it's generating, and it basically built out an entire plan on how to do this. Integration details for all the APIs. It explained, the front end flow, the back end flow. It explains the agent workflow in Replit on how to actually build the database, the build steps, the future enhancements. Now it's asking, would you like me to generate the Replit agent build prompt next? The exact instruction text to feed into Replit? Yes, and I will say yes. And let's see what it does. And it'll build me the exact step-by-step prompt to use to actually, go into Replit and actually build this out. All right. So now I have my prompt. Look at that prompt for Replit agent. It's literally my entire prompt. Okay. So now I have my instructions. It says I can format this to be shorter. No, it's okay. I could copy and paste all of this in, and this will work just perfectly and just nicely. All right. So now this is incredible, guys. Okay. So you realize what's going on, right? I'm actually just building this app now what happened here? Let's go. I think I lost something here. All right, guys. So what's happening here is I'm literally just going to build an app from scratch, from nothing, just using a variety of different tools, just kind of thinking about it in a certain way of how to actually construct a plan to do this. And I'm having the AI ChatGPT do the heavy lifting. In the next video, I'm going to show you actually how I put this into Replit agent and how I actually start building this app from scratch with nothing technical, nothing fancy, but I want to show you how crazy easy this is to get started. And once I build this tool, I'll show you the tool and you could actually use the tool and play with it yourself. I'm Dan. Hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up if you do. Do a little subscribe if you'd like to see more of this content, and hope to hear from you soon. See ya.